Hello. Gabby ရဲ့ Thinking Out Loud podcast series ရဲ့ episode 4ကနေပြန်လိုက်ကြိုဆိုလိုက်ပါတယ်။ဒီတစ်ပတ် episode မှာကတော့ Gabby ကချစ်ချင်းမေတ္တာနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အကြောင်းကိုပြောသွားမှာပေါ့နော်။ပြောမယ်ဆိုရင်ဒီ love လို့ပြောလိုက်တဲ့ဆိုရင် it's a really broad topic to cover ။အဲ့ဒီမှာ Gabby က love and vulnerability ဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းလေးကိုဒီနေ့ပြောသွားချင်တာပေါ့နော် because that's also what I've been thinking a lot these days and I'm sure it will also resonate some of you guys. And before we get into the episode, Gabby Nene, I also wanted to share a bit more about myself because everything I'll be saying in this episode reflect my own beliefs and thoughts. So I thought knowing a bit more about me might help you guys understand and also resonate with the things I'll be saying later in the episode. So some of you guys know I'm the eldest daughter and I have a little brother who is sick. And I do have a great relationship with my parents. We are a very loving family. But my mother makes me walk on eggshells sometimes. And I'm sure she doesn't do it intentionally. And I've never confronted her for this because I also know that she has her own issues and it's not my job to educate her and fix her. So as long as it's still on the bearable side, I'll just leave it like that. But I added this here because that definitely impacted my opinion and point of view when it comes to relationships. And I'm not sure if it helps, but I'm a Capricorn and an INFJ, and I'm also an extremely self-aware person, and my therapist has approved of that. And I also have a bit of an anger issue, but I don't think it's on the extreme side. And I'm also selectively over dependent when it comes to people who I feel the most comfortable with. And yeah, from that I think we can get started. And okay, so love, chichimita. So when we talk about love, when we think of love, what do we think about? What do we talk about? When we talk about love, I think about vulnerability, the romantic relationship တွေမှာမဟုတ်ဘူး platonic relationship တွေမှာဒီ vulnerability ကအရင်ကိုရေးကြည့်ရလို့ကြပြတော့ထင်တယ် so what is vulnerability သူ့ပြန်ပြီးစဉ်းစားလိုက်တယ်ဆိုရင်လေ when we translate it directly into Burmese it gets complicated also in English as well the meaning is really broad. So Gabby had the vulnerability နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ Gabby ရဲ့thoughts လေးအကြောင်းပေါ့နော်ဘာလေးတွေကိုစဉ်းစားဖြစ်လဲဒီလိုပြောလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာဘာတွေခေါင်းထဲမှာပေါ်လာလဲဆိုတာကို Gabby fact လေးတွေတစ်ခုချင်းစီပေါ့နော် I'll take you guys through my thinking process here. Gabby အနေနဲ့ဒီ vulnerability လို့ပြောလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာ I feel that different relationships have different vulnerability levels. For me, vulnerability suraga, how much you can get comfortable in front of a person, level of trust you have for the person to let your guards down and be yourself. It's also how secure you feel to be your true version of yourself in front of that specific person. So basically, being able to be vulnerable is how bare can we be in front of the people we love. So the more you're comfortable with a person, the more you will be willing to show your true self and communicate with them properly and openly. And it might not be the same for the romantic relationship, the platonic relationship, the for example, the choke size, I think we need our parents, we are comfortable talking to our parents, and for some cases we just want our partner figure things out together with them. So for different people we might have different level of trust, different level of vulnerability, and different level of ease we feel. We cannot be the most comfortable with every single people we love. We love them, but we might not be the most comfortable with them, and I think that's okay. and that is called boundary. And healthy boundaries are good and they protect our peace of mind. You set your boundary with specific people, like how comfortable you are. We can set different boundaries, and boundaries are so good. Just please have boundaries for your own peace of mind. And ဒါကတော့ Gabby ရဲ့ဒီ vulnerable ဖြစ်တာနဲ့ဒီမတူညီတဲ့လူတွေပေါ်မှာ different level of vulnerability ရှိရဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်း Gabby စဉ်းစားမိတဲ့ဟာမျိုးပေါ့နော်ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ခု Gabby vulnerable ဖြစ်တယ်လို့ပြောရဲဆိုရင်ဘာကိုစဉ်းစားမိသေးလဲဆိုတော့ဒီ vulnerable ဖြစ်နိုင်ခြင်း vulnerable bare ဖြစ်နိုင်ခြင်းပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါက it really enhances receiving energy. That's 100% sure. ဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့ဒီ receiving energy လို့ပြောလိုက်တယ်ဆိုရင် for me ပေါ့နော် personally it's the ability to be able to be loved and to be able to receive tangible and intangible things without thinking too much, without overthinking, without second guessing things. So this receiving energy ကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတာကပြောမယ်ပွင့်လင်းပြောမယ်ဆိုချစ်ခင်တက်တာပဲကွာ so ဒီ love နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးပြောမယ်ဆိုရင်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုပြောလို့ရတယ်ပြီးတော့မှ Gabby ပြန်စဉ်းစားတဲ့အချိန်မှာဆိုရင် for me I'm really bad at receiving. I constantly feel the urge to give back and weigh what I've received and what I could give back. It really pinpoints how bad I am at receiving, whether it's tangible or intangible. So I want to watch How to Make Millions Before Grammar Dies. And one thing Amma said really stayed with me. She says something along the lines of, doesn't giving always feel better than receiving? So that's exactly how I feel most of the time. And I felt that strongly in my core because that's also what my grandma taught my mother. And what she said, Gajaro, she said, always try to be the one who gives other and expect nothing in return. That's what she told my mother. And my mother also relayed that message to me when I was merely 13 years old. I was like, oh, I felt it. I really resonate with what she's saying. It's good to be receiving things, but giving it definitely feels better for Amar and for me. By no means giving into a person a righteous person, selfish I meant about the thoughts that comes after receiving something. I always feel the urge to give back, and offer low light. And what I feel is I might become calculative all of a sudden, and I will second guess all the intentions, even though I do not mean it. I do not want to do it, and I would think like, why are they being so nice to me? Why are they doing this to me? Is it okay for me to receive in this kind of gesture? And what can I do in return for them? That's what I will be thinking. I will become calculated. I will weigh your action and, reactions, things like that. I do not mean it, but that's what goes on in my mind when I receive something. And, as I've mentioned above, I'm extremely self-aware. I think I figure it out myself. And I'm still trying to eventually ease out this habit because by now, of course, I've met with a lot of people. I know that there are tons of people around me who are kind enough. They would do these kind of things to me without seeking anything in return. I have my best friends. I have my family. They love me. I know that. And they're going to do some kind things for me. These gesture, they will offer tangible and intangible things. And they wouldn't expect anything in return. And receiving things still trigger my vulnerability. So and I be into Gabby ba jang tap your channel so to be loved is to be seen, and to be seen is to be able to be vulnerable in front of the people you love. So Gabby အပေါ်မှာပြောခဲ့တာကြတော့ different people, different level of trust, different level of vulnerability,ပြီးတော့ receiving energy, and all of that combined is, of course, I want to be loved, and I also want to love others wholeheartedly. This is something that I've been trying to train myself. So to be truly seen and understood is one of the most wonderful and fulfilling feelings in the world. It's an undeniably true one. Or လူတယောက်ကကိုယ်ကိုနားလေတယ်လူတယောက်ကကိုယ့်ရဲ့bare ပေါ့နော်လုံးဝ comfortable ဖြစ်တဲ့ state ကိုမြင်ဖူးတယ် they understand it ဆိုတာက it's a really wonderful feeling in the world. And honestly, I cannot tell that I've experienced it fully. I've had my fair share of romantic relationships, and I found myself struggling with this aspect in every single one of them. Oh my god, it's raining. I hope you guys cannot hear the rain. Yeah, so it was like peeling onions. Each and every layer brings out cries and tears, but sometimes we would not even get to the most delicate parts. I wouldn't even be like my most comfortable state in front of these people in some of the cases, but I believe it's still worth a try. Without trying, we wouldn't even know if it works or not. And when it comes to platonic relationships, especially with my family, I struggle with showing my true self when I'm not the strongest or in my best shape. I always want to be seen as a strong, independent eldest daughter that my parents do not need to worry about, so that they could focus on other family matters like my little brother, their finances, their businesses, and everything. I got system it that way since like decades ago. So till this day, I still feel a bit strange whenever my parents attempt to show me affection. I was like, it's not that I reject it, but I still feel a bit awkward. And it's also the same goes for me. It's also very difficult for me to show affection to them because it feels like something is missing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be receiving this. They should be focusing on others and not me. You know, these are the thoughts that goes on in my mind whenever we try to encounter these affection thing. It's still like awkward for me. So that's about receiving love and being able to be vulnerable in front of people ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါပြောပြီးတဲ့အချိန်မှာကျတော့ Gabby ဘာကိုပြန်ပြီးစဉ်းစားဖြစ်လဲဆိုတော့ I really wish I would get better at this aspect of receiving love from the people I love and also those who love me. Gabby, I want to love people wholeheartedly and also want to reciprocate the same warmth and kindness they wrapped me around with without overthinking too much. I constantly keep reminding myself that it's not always give or take.လူတိုင်းက give or take ကိုပဲစဉ်းစားနေရမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးပေါ့နော် sometimes love just comes naturally, and when it comes around, I should receive it and I should let it flow and thrive, because that's the only way to grow. And as I mentioned, I am talking about all these things because I am extremely self-aware. I know the processes already. I know how I should show affection. I know how I should receive affection, receive love from different people. Damn it, it's still very difficult for me because my mind was framed that way. But I promised to myself I will try my best to ease things out. I'll take my time for this, but eventually I hope I will be getting better at this receiving love and showing affection to others. So what I wanted to also tell you is, if you're also struggling with love and receiving love from others, I see you. Your feelings are valid. It's okay to take time to get comfortable with your own feelings before slowly lowering your guards down. It's okay to, slowly let people in your life. It's okay to take the time you need. It's okay to love yourself and put yourself first. And only then I believe we can love others wholeheartedly. And that would be the end of my rambling. I think I talked a lot. I've never talked so long on this channel. And honestly, I've only covered a small part of my own thoughts because I have a train of thoughts that go at full speed in my head all the time. So if you have any additional take on this topic, please oh my god, my English is not Englishing. Please feel free to leave a comment or send me a direct message. I would love to discuss more about it. And lastly, I truly think love is amazing, and it is one of the most beautiful things a person can experience in their life. And I wish everyone can receive it and reciprocate it without overthinking and having to second guess every single thing. So enjoy loving, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. So thank you guys for tuning in today, and hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.